We all have mental health just like we all have physical health. Sometimes our mental health is strong and resilient. Other times it's fragile and needs extra care. Yet there's an invisible wall built around mental health, a wall made of stigma. Hi, I'm Ratio with eHas Inc. This stigma prevents individuals from seeking the help they deserve and from living full, authentic lives. Stigma thrives on silence and shame. It's time to break down the silence. Let's talk openly and honestly about mental health. We need to understand the different forms stigma takes, how it impacts people's lives, and what we can do to dismantle it, brick by brick. It's time to build a world where everyone feels supported and empowered to prioritize their mental well-being.
Public stigma is the reaction that the general population has to people with mental illness. It's the negative stereotypes, prejudice and discrimination that come into play when someone is labelled as having a mental health condition. Imagine someone with a broken leg being told, "Just walk it off, you're being dramatic." That's the kind of dismissiveness and judgment that people with mental health conditions face.
Public stigma can lead to social isolation, employment discrimination, and difficulty accessing healthcare. It creates a climate of fear and shame that prevents individuals from seeking the help they need.
Self-stigma is when individuals internalize the negative beliefs and stereotypes associated with mental illness. They start to believe the harmful messages they've heard from society, leading to feelings of shame, worthlessness, and hopelessness.
Self-stigma can be incredibly isolating. It can make someone feel like they are flawed or broken. They might believe they are undeserving of love, support, or even basic human dignity. This internalized stigma can prevent individuals from seeking help, disclosing their condition to loved ones, or pursuing their dreams. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, hindering recovery and perpetuating a cycle of silence and suffering.
Section 4. Institutional stigma, systemic barriers to well-being.
Institutional stigma refers to the policies and practices of organizations and institutions that limit opportunities for individuals with mental illness. This can manifest as inadequate mental health coverage, discrimination in housing or employment, or a lack of access to mental health services in the criminal justice system. Imagine being denied a job because of a past mental health diagnosis, even though you are perfectly capable of performing the duties. This is the reality for many individuals facing institutional stigma.
Institutional stigma creates systemic barriers that perpetuate inequality and prevent individuals with mental illness from fully participating in society. It's in the very fabric of our systems, and dismantling it requires a conscious effort to change policies and practices at all levels. Section 5. Unraveling the causes.
To truly address mental health stigma, we need to understand its roots. Cultural beliefs, societal norms, and historical contexts all play a role in shaping how mental health is perceived. Many cultures, for instance, view mental illness as a sign of weakness or a moral failing, which only adds to the stigma. By educating ourselves and others about these underlying causes, we can start to challenge and change these harmful narratives.
Section 6. A path to understanding and support.
The journey to combat mental health stigma begins with understanding and empathy. By listening to the experiences of those affected and advocating for their rights, we can create a more inclusive and supportive environment. This means pushing for better mental health policies, increasing access to care, and fostering open conversations about mental health. Together, we can build a society where everyone feels valued and supported, regardless of their mental health status.
It's a collective effort, and every step we take towards understanding and support brings us closer to a world free of mental health stigma.